Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my 5 years on the twin flame journey. I cannot believe that I'm celebrating 5 years on the twin flame journey. This is totally insane. 5 years. That is half a decade. 5 years. I'm here with my Padawan Grogu. I'm here with my Grogu tumbler with some dandelion caramel nut tea, which is so yummy. If you like caramel, it tastes exactly like caramel. It's amazing. It's such good, and it's non-caffeinated too. Non-caffeinated tea. We're gonna put this down. We're gonna talk today about 5 things that I've learned in 5 years on the twin flame journey, on my twin flame journey. We'll call this episode 34 of my twin flame vlog, my twin flame story week by week, which is no longer week by week. It's kind of like month by month, if you will. I can't believe 5 years. And I want to say it's been 5 years around the date of September 15th. When I commenced on this twin flame journey, it was around September 15th of 2018. I am recording this on September 18th of 2023, so a few days late. And you're going to be seeing this a little closer to September 20th. So little bit of a discrepancy, but we're also going to do a compilation video of the best of my twin flame videos for the past 5 years. In fact, it's more like the past 4.5 years because I really didn't start producing twin flame videos. And I looked today, on February 2nd of 2019 is when I started producing twin flame videos. So not quite 5 years for that, but we'll call it 5 years because I've been on the twin flame journey for 5 years. Now I did produce a video last year and I'll post that link here, right here, somewhere here, for my 4 years on the twin flame journey. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I also produced a video for my 3 years on the twin flame journey. I'll post that here as well, or here, or wherever you see it. You can check it out after this video. This has been such a crazy journey, as you know, and it sometimes just gets crazier as time goes on. Like, you might be thinking it gets better, and it does get better. It doesn't get worse, I promise you. It does get better. You mature, you grow, you learn, you grow spiritually if you're doing your work. And your relationship with yourself evolves, and your relationship with your twin flame evolves over the years. So it does happen. I promise you, it does happen. But that being said, it is still an insane journey. It's still totally crazy. Now, in a minute, we're going to discuss the 5 major things that I have learned on this twin flame journey for the past 5 years. It's going to be different. I think I also did another 5 lessons. I want to say maybe that was at the 3-year mark. It's going to be different ones because I'm in a different place. And of course, in 2023, after 5 years on the twin flame journey, it's just so different than when I was only 3 years into the twin flame journey. So in that time, so much has changed. So much has happened. The ups and downs, the ins and outs of my twin flame journey. And it all began when I met my twin flame and realized in December of 2018 that we were twin flames. It's not something I asked for. It is not something I wanted. It's not even anything I had a clear cognizance of. I didn't really know what twin flames were. I had a vague notion of the word twin flame. I had heard the word. I heard a little bit about what it was about, but I didn't really know what it was about. I think my first twin flame definition I got was through the Angels Therapy by Doreen Virtue. They were an oracle deck back, I want to say I got it back in 2016, perhaps. I got that oracle deck back in 2016, and there is a twin flame card in that deck, which has come up in some of my collective readings. And the definition in the booklet said something about your twin soul waiting in heaven and helping you as you incarnate on Earth, or you guys taking turns incarnating on Earth. But it never said anything beyond that. So I really did not know what this whole thing entailed. Now, of course, many of you know that there was a humongous portal of twin flame awakenings that happened between the year 2017 and 2018, when there was just an enormous amount of people that awoke to their twin flame journey all around the world in different cultures, different languages, different religious beliefs, different socioeconomic statuses. And it was like, it went from very few really learning about the twin flame journey to like several 100,000 people being awake to the twin flame journey. I mean, in an instant, if you will. That is insane to me. It's just insane. But that's what happened. And I always say this, that when I started searching information on twin flames on YouTube in 2018, there was very, very little on twin flames. There were a couple of channels about twin flames, maybe. I could only find like 1 or 2 videos on twin flame signs, and they were mostly just lists of signs. I think one of the videos that I was exposed to that helped me with my own checklist of whether or not I was a twin flame, it was like a pre-recorded voiceover, basically list video. It was like a number flashing on a screen with a sign and maybe a line or two about that sign and then going to the next sign. And I think that one was something like 21 or 25 signs. But other than that, there was so little information about twin flames in 2018 on YouTube. And then of course in 2019, information on twin flames just kind of exploded on YouTube and so many channels popped up. So as I mentioned, like I started my first twin flame video on this channel on February 2nd of 2019. And I think I posted 2. When I look back at it, there are 2 twin flame videos on the same day. So I must have posted 2 on that day. I don't know why I posted 2 on that day, but I posted 2 on that day. And then after that, I had the 14 signs video, which of course by far is the most popular video on my YouTube channel. And that really was the video that somehow aligned with YouTube's algorithm that got me to a place of, I don't even know. I don't even want to say prominence because my YouTube channel is definitely not prominent on YouTube, but a little higher up than just maybe the few dozen views I was getting prior to that. I think I did attain 1,000 subscribers before I started posting on twin flames. I believe I attained 1,000 and I did a video about it in August of 2018, but it was just prior to being a twin flame, which was very interesting if you think about it now. I've never thought about that before. But in the course of my learning, growing, I first wrote this book, Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, which I published on September 7th of 2019, which was nearly a year into my twin flame journey, which is crazy for me to think about at this moment, that I wrote this book in the summer of 2019. I can't believe I wrote this book in a summer. I wrote this book in the summer of 2019 while I was in the thick of it. Like I was in the thick of it. I think I had just come out of my dark night of the soul, probably in June of 2019. I was still learning about the journey. I was still seeing my twin flame pretty much every day. I was still like in the dark about how to navigate the twin flame journey. I kind of navigated through the journey on my own with my own intuition. I wasn't viewing a lot of YouTube videos on the twin flame journey. I think I was watching 2 that were just pulling cards. But other than that, I wasn't watching YouTube videos on twin flames. I was tuning into my intuition to post my own videos. But I cannot believe that I wrote and published this book just a year into my twin flame journey. To me right now at 5 years, that seems insane. But it has the trajectory of the twin flame journey in this book. So crazy. And as I moved into my second year of my twin flame journey, I really like encountered another dark night of the soul. It was hard. 2020 was a hard year for everyone. But for me, I believe on my twin flame journey, there was a lot of doubt for those first 9 months of 2020. 8 months, I would say. First 8 months of 2020, there was a lot of self-doubt. And there were a lot of doubts because I was in total separation from my twin flame. I hadn't heard a peep from my twin flame. And I was coaching twin flames, producing twin flame videos, going through my own healing and spiritual growth. And I had not a peep. It was like you could hear a pin drop as far as anything goes with my twin flame. Now, we had a lot of 5D conversations the second year, but not a lot of 3D conversations at all. In fact, pretty much nothing. Then, as I rounded the cusp of year 2, as I was rounding the cusp of year 2 into year 3, like starting year 3, I heard from my twin flame. And that was in September of 2020. So in September of 2020, it's so weird. All these things happen in September. In September of 2020, my twin flame reached out to me randomly. I don't think it was random, but you know what I mean. Meaning like out of the blue. We had been in total separation for 11 months. Total, meaning zero communication in the 3D physical world for 11 months. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, we're talking again. To talk about this, I just need another sip of tea. Gotta get that yummy caramel taste. So good. So as I was commencing year 3, my twin flame and I were going back and forth for several months. And in that time, he made promises to see me on 3 separate occasions. We had plans, we were going, and he would cancel at the last minute. And this happened 3 separate times within a few months at the end of 2020. And then we were conversing through the first half of 2021 as well. So we were talking, texting a lot from September of 2020 through about May or June of 2021. And I was going through more healing because that triggered me a lot. I was so triggered, and he wasn't following through, and he wasn't doing what he said he was gonna do as far as seeing me or making plans or whatever. And so strange because from June of 2021 through December of 2021, as I was going into 4 years, I was starting the 4th year, of course, right? In September of 2021, I would have started the 4th year. It would have been 4 years complete in September of 2022. But it wasn't until December of 2021, on my birthday, that I ran into my twin flame, where I physically saw him. Totally happenstance, totally random, totally crazy nuts, right? I ran into him and we had like 4 hours of conversations, or maybe 3 hours of conversations. I don't know. It was so crazy on my birthday in 2021. And then we had some conversations back and forth. And then another round of ghosting. And it was totally insane. But I really feel like that by that time, by the time year 4 came around, I was starting to get it. And I'm gonna point this out with my 5 things that I've learned. And I promise you that's upcoming. So don't let go of this video. Don't click off because you're gonna get those 5 things. I just wanna do a brief overview of what the 5 years have been like for me. So it was around mid-2022 when I was writing and published this book, Twin Flame Union. We're gonna go this way because there's the light. Do you see how the light from the ring light is shining into that? That is so weird. Certain angles, guys. It was in July or August, I can't remember, of 2022 when I published this book, Twin Flame Union, The 7 Keys to a Healthy Twin Flame Journey. That is the key, a healthy twin flame journey. That I was getting it, I was getting those 7 keys. I was getting how you really navigate this twin flame journey and how you come out a winner. Not a loser, but a winner. How you come out stronger, better, more awakened, more sane than ever. Because after this on again, off again, on again, off again, communication, no communication, communication, seeing each other, no communication, I just realized how insane that piece was and how I needed to navigate the 3D versus the 5D with my twin flame. And I learned so many lessons, even though I thought I was done with my learning and growing as far as the bulk of the inner wound healing, which I did. I did heal a lot of that inner wound stuff, that garbage, that muck. I did heal a lot of it, but it was more like dealing with the man, the man that's my twin flame. The man that was like driving me crazy because he wasn't following through and doing what he said he was gonna do and saying whatever. Because when we saw each other at the end of 2021, he told me, I will never ghost you again. I will never do that again. And then he did it. So like no follow through, right? And then from September of 2022 to now, September of 2023, which would be year 5 of my twin flame journey, this is when the most chill growth has reached my life and brought me to a place where I'm totally serene. Like I am cool as a cucumber. I am as chilly as a winter snow. Totally cool. Everything is what it is, and it is okay by me. So that is my evolution of my twin flame journey. And I'm gonna tell you right now what those 5 things that I really need to say to you, whether you're in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 20 years on your twin flame journey. Here is what I want to say to you, and hopefully this will help you. Number 1, if you do your work properly, you will reach liberation. I'm going to say it again. If you do your work properly, you will reach liberation. What is liberation? Liberation is you are free to do whatever you darn well choose with your life. Not that you couldn't do it before, but all of the signs and synchronicities and the telepathy and the twin flame talking to you in the 5D and your soul pulling you into a dark night of the soul to heal your ego and get rid of the ego ties and all that, like that takes a lot out of you and it takes a lot of work and it feels very confining. And even to the place where a lot of people are saying like, I can't be with anyone but my twin flame. It would be wrong. It's terrible. It's horrible. There's no way I could do it. And when you do your work properly, whether it takes 1 year or 5 years, you reach this point of liberation. And it's not that you're not a twin flame, but you reach this point of liberation where you can live your life freely as you choose. And I reached that point of liberation probably about a year ago. And most importantly, this year has been monumental in building my life the way I want to build my life, whether or not my twin flame ever comes back fully into the picture. It just doesn't really matter at this point for me. I've just reached that point of what I call moksha, and I actually did a video on this, moksha, which is Sanskrit for liberation. So the key though is doing the work properly. And this book is gonna help you through that, doing the work properly, as well as my twin flame boot camps. Number 2, it's possible to fall in love with a man who isn't your twin flame. I'm gonna say that again. It's possible to fall in love with a man who isn't your twin flame, or a woman, depending on who you are, of course, right? That goes without saying, but I'm speaking from my personal experience. I was in love with a man in 2021 that I dated for 5.5 months. And the reason I was in love with him was not because he was the right person for me. He was the right person for me at the time. He was definitely not the right person for me. And I knew this, but I decided to open my heart to him. And because I decided to open my heart to him, yes, I fell in love with him because I decided to keep my heart open. So that is the key right there, is that it's a decision to keep your heart open. Now, I'd love to go into this way deeper, but I'm only covering 5 points here, and I've already been talking for 21 minutes, and I don't want to go into it any deeper here, but it does have something to do with this book, The Journey to Unconditional Love. So if you are an expression of unconditional love, and that is who you are, and that is what you embody, then it is 100% real that you can love and you can fall in love with someone who is not your twin flame, because your essence is love. When you've reached the point at which your essence is love, yes, you are going to love, and yes, you are going to fall in love, and it's just going to happen. It's kind of like when I had one child, or even before I had children. When I was young, I used to ask my mother, and I say, like, how can you have more than one kid? Like, how can you love more than one kid? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And she's like, your heart expands, love grows. And I was like, that's a bunch of BS. But then when I had a child, and then I had a second child, I realized, oh, there is something to this, right? And some of you might have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 children, like one of my friends who I think is totally crazy, but she has 7 children. So yes, you can fall in love with someone who is not your twin flame. Number 3, being a twin flame is a part of who you are, but it is not everything you are. In the first part of your twin flame journey, like year 1 or year 2, or maybe even year 3, you really are under the impression that being a twin flame is everything, that it is all-consuming. You must do everything about being a twin flame in your work, and you must be with your twin flame to do your life's purpose and do your life's work, and everything is about the twin flame trajectory, and it's not true. Being a twin flame is no more who you are than being a human being, or being a boy or a girl, or a man or a woman. It's just a part of who you are. Now, depending on where you are on your journey, it could be a very big part of who you are, but it's not everything you are. And when you are caught in the obsession, in the twin flame inner work, the on again, off again relationship with your twin flame, the 5D messages, the telepathy, the spiritual growth, the spiritual awakening, the spiritual lessons, it can feel all-consuming. It can feel like, this is my life now. This is everything that my life is now. I need to quit my job and become a spiritual teacher, which is not everybody's path, by the way. You can be a spiritual teacher doing your work. You don't have to be preaching and teaching. You could just be unconditional love in the role that you are in, right? So it's not everything that you are. And you do realize this as you hit 5 years, like me. Or, it might hit you earlier. It could hit you at year 2 or year 3 or year 4. Number 4, yes, your twin flame is you, but their human self is very different from you. So let's define that. Your twin flame is you because you share a soul. So the twin flame is you, but the human incarnation that your twin flame's half of the soul chose is very, very different from you. And that being said, you may have been incarnated separately for several lifetimes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 lifetimes, in which case there's a lot accumulated in those lifetimes, a lot of karma, a lot of hurt, pain, sorrow, soul contracts that have accumulated. So while your twin flame soul is you and you are them, the human form is very different. And I believe that a lot of twin flames, especially in the beginning of the journey, mistake this. They think like, oh my God, you are my person because you're me and we reflect each other and we mirror each other. Yes, well, all that may be true. The human incarnation of that person is very different. They have different lessons they need to learn. They have different karma they need to clear. They have different soul contracts they need to fulfill. So they're just a different person. So even though the soul place is the same, the human place is very different. And a lot of twin flames get deluded into believing, thinking, feeling that this is my person. They are the same as me in the sense that, why aren't they on the same page? Why aren't they growing as fast? Why aren't they learning as fast? Why aren't they awakening when I'm awakening? Why aren't they awakening when I've been on the journey for 5 years, right? And that whole lesson in my 5 years is like, they're human and they're on their own human journey, and their human journey may not match up with my human journey now, or maybe not even for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70 years. It just may not happen that way. It could. I'm not saying it couldn't, because it absolutely positively could, but it's indeterminate, right? There is no fast, hard rule as to when that human experience might align. So you are the same, but you are also very different. Number 5, telepathy and 5D communication are real. That is no joke. That is absolutely positively no joke. If your twin flame is your twin flame, you are telepathically connected and you are connected in the spiritual realm through the 5D in communication, and that is no joke. If your twin flame is really your twin flame, this is real. It's not fake. It is absolutely positively real. This has been confirmed to me time and time and time and time and time and time again. Hundreds of times this has been confirmed to me in the past 5 years. I'll tell you about the most recent one. The most recent one is, this happened in May. We were in non-communication for several months, maybe 5 months, okay? Non-communication for 5 months, where my twin flame, of course, ghosted me again. Non-communication for 5 months. I met somebody I wanted to date. It wasn't serious. It was like we went on one date, but I met somebody I wanted to date. I checked in with my twin flame in the 5D by writing him a letter in my meditation, which is typically the way I do it. Wrote him a letter in my meditation and said, look, I would like you to release me to be able to date this other person or a soul connection. Let's just release each other so that we can do this. And I said, if you could just give me a phone call and we could kind of just say goodbye, release each other so that we can date other people fully and to feel that full expansion of relationship with another person. If you could do that, I would fully appreciate it. I'm not asking you for anything else. I'm not asking you for a relationship, a friendship, anything. All I want is like the release to be able to date. This is in my meditation, mind you, right? This is in a meditation. I am not joking with you. Less than 24 hours later, I get a text message from my twin flame. Less than 24 hours later. From that meditation, less than 24 hours later, and he basically told me in that texting conversation that he was spiritually awakening. You cannot make that stuff up. That is absolutely, positively no joke. It is no joke whatsoever. It is insane. So yes, 5D communication, telepathic communication are real. If you are really a twin flame, if your twin flame's really your twin flame, that is real. That is happening absolutely, positively. So yeah, so that has been my 5 years. It's been a crazy ride, guys. And now, you know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for a soulmate to come on in and be in a long-term committed relationship with me. And I've invited that soulmate person in because my twin flame, most recently, is not at all ready to be in a relationship. He is barely awakened and he is still in ego, victim mentality, victim consciousness. Not at all in a place to be in a relationship with me, at least, but not in a place at all. So I bid him farewell in the sense that, look, you do your thing. I'm doing my thing. I really need to be in a healthy relationship with a healthy person who has transcended their ego and who is not in a victim mindset and who is ready, willing, and able to be in a committed, mature relationship with me. So that's where I'm at after 5 years. Now, does that mean that I'm not a twin flame? Absolutely not. I will always be a twin flame. That's who I am. That's what my soul chose in this journey. But it does mean that it goes back to my point number 1 in the 5 things that I've learned. It goes back to my point number 1 where I am liberated, right? I am liberated to choose. For that, I feel so incredibly empowered in my choice, and I feel empowered at where I am on my twin flame journey now. And moving forward into year 6, question mark? That is totally crazy and nuts. Year 6, oh my gosh. So it's gone by super fast. I know some of you that are at year 1, you might be thinking, that is totally insane. How could I do this thing for 5 years? It's because it evolves and grows. It's not like you're stuck in one place, right? If you're changing, growing, evolving, and learning, then so is your journey. And that is the most fantastic thing of all, is that when you grow, you learn, you expand, you change, you become more liberated as you love yourself. The fulfillment of self-love and self-respect. And realizing that your twin flame is on their individual human journey, even though your spiritual journeys may be intertwined somehow. So thank you for those of you that have been with me since that very first video, February 2nd of 2019. I really appreciate you. And if you are an OG YouTube viewer of mine from February 2019, put it in the comment section below. Let me know if you've been with me the entire time. That would be so cool to find out who's been here. And I think the audience has without a doubt changed, but thank you for being with me. I really appreciate you. Look out for the best of video that I'm gonna compile and do hopefully for this week or next week. I'm not really sure. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not yet subscribed, please do give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for supporting this channel. You can buy one of my 10 published books. You can join a Twin Flame Bootcamp or meditation course. And I also do group coaching. And I will see you in the next video.